Welcome. My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. And I had made this project in July of 2022 and I actually made two different versions. I made a grungy version and this kind of pinkish version. And I was just kind of looking over some of my old journals and I thought I would like to recreate this journal. I really like the structure of it. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to use the new Junk Journal Studio All Things Roses kit. So I'll show you that in a minute. First, I'm just going to show you the project, and I'm going to do a full tutorial on this project. It's going to be a series of videos. I'm going to take you from start to finish, so if you want to craft along, feel free. But I thought I would just show you what we're aiming for at the end of the folio, or of this project. So I've got just an elastic closure here, and it basically folds out on the back and the front, and in the center there is a journal, and it's a removable journal. It's just held in with some elastics, and the journal, this one is just basically a simple journal cover with a couple of pockets and a few tags and a few pieces of paper, and I have it closed with a bulldog clip with just a charm dangling there. So that's the middle. At the front, it's got this fold out here. And then this part you can do different ways. I have a couple of pocket tuck things here that open like this. I really like this particular fold. And then I've got pockets behind for journaling cards. Here I've got a policy, actually a faux policy, I guess, envelope closure here. So there's a flap here and a flap here. At the top there's a really deep pocket here and another shallower pocket here. And then in here you can put pockets here. I think my other folio had a pocket here. And then I'll just make just various little things to go inside again. Here's a little, just a folder thing with some paper there. Here's a mason jar, little pad of paper. I love making these. Maybe I'll make another one of those with this one. This is just a little folder. And this is kind of an envelope. Well, it is an envelope, but it's not a sealed envelope, so it's just a little pouch with some extra journaling cards. I did this, made this journal for a class that I was doing at Bible Journal Love. So I have some notes in here from that. So that closes up like that. And then on this side, I have kind of a, I don't know, triple pocket, I guess. So there's a pocket, that's not a pocket, this is a pocket here, there's a pocket there, and then there's a small pocket at the back there. So I've got a large tag in the back, then I've got another smaller mason jar, little pad of paper for in there, and then here's just a little journaling card in the bottom. And then that opens up, and then on this side I've got a double pocket that looks like little mini file folders, and I'll show you how to do that. And then I've just got some different pieces again. I've got a large tag. This is a little booklet again with a little pad of paper and a tuck on this side. And that can live back there as well. Here's another just little folder with a tuck and a pocket. Oh, no, not a pocket. And a lot of these I just close up with this little little button tab thing here. I'll show you how to do that. It's just a little folder with a couple of pieces of paper in it. And this was just a little pocket I made with an old junk mail envelope. So I don't know whether I'm going to do exactly the same pieces of ephemera, but I'll try to show you everything that I made in here along the way, in case anything is of interest here for you. And then on this side, I have this, looks like an envelope, but if you open it up, it's actually a sheet of paper that folds out, so you can use that for note-taking or whatever. and that closes up similar to the other ones. And then this is a belly band that it goes behind, and then there's a little, this is glued right onto the belly band. There's a little pocket there, and this flips open like that, and there's a pocket here and a pocket here. So that folds up like that, and then you can tuck this behind like that if you like, or what I like to do is open it up and put it behind here, and then you don't even know that the rest of that is back there. You don't even know the belly band is back there. So there's that, and I don't think I showed you this part. This is the back. This is another pocket that I made with the junk mail envelopes. So I have a little I guess I'm just trying to see what all I have in here. Here's another little booklet. I have this one closed with a paper clip, just with a little flag on it. We can make that together. And then this one has, it's just kind of a little trifold, I guess, with some tucks and pockets and things on there. So that closes up and that fits in that pocket. And then behind, there's also a large pocket all the way down, and then there's a couple of little booklets in there as well. This is a paper flower that I made, another paper flower that I made, so lots of little interesting bits and pieces. And then on the outside there's the spine that holds in the journal, and I have just on a bulb pin a little piece of some old jewelry, and then the closure again that goes over like that. So if you would like to make this project with me, then I would love to have you along. Like I said, I'm going to make this with the fabulous new kit that Michelle over at the Junk Journal Studio has just finished, called All Things Roses. So I'll show you a little bit of that kit in a minute, and then I'll show you the bits and pieces as we go along. And if you're interested in picking up the kit, or I'm going to tell you about a freebie that is available, which is an absolutely amazing freebie, 52 pages of freebie actually. Stay to the end of this video and I'll tell you how to get all of that. So today's video, I'm just going to do the structure, the file folder itself structure, and tell you about the papers, and so you can get ready with all of that. And then the next video will start with a little more of the structure and the decorating part. So just put that, well, I need this for reference, so I'm going to have it handy here. So you just need basically a file folder to start. It's handy to have a scoring board if you have one. I'm going to use my scoring board. So the first thing that we want to do, there's different file folders. These are, I'm in Canada, and most of mine are like this. I think some places they have tabs in different places. This one has just the tab on this side and the opening here. I think sometimes you can get them with a tab here, here, and here. It doesn't matter. Any kind of file folder will work. What I just did there is these file folders come with a built-in spine. So the spine is 3/4 of an inch wide on this one. So if yours is different, you can follow the guidelines of yours. So one of the folds is just always folded. When you get your file folder, it'll be folded. And I just folded again on the outside, score on the opposite side. So there. And then there's two little scores in the middle, which we're not going to use. We'll probably use them for guiding where we put our elastic. So now we have a 3/4 inch spine from here to here. I'm not really, I'm just, okay. Just wanted to make sure I was, or put myself better in frame actually. So from here to here is 3/4 of an inch. Let's put it at the 5. So 5 There's a score at 1/4, a score at 5.5, and a score at 5 3/4. So we're just going to fold. You don't have to score because the scores are already there. Score at both sides of the spine, and you don't have to worry about folding in the middle. Okay, so that gives us this type of structure with our spine. So then on the front will be shorter than the back. So on the front, I want to score at, let me just double check what I did on this one. Yeah. Okay, so I want to score at 3 7/8. So that's one line away from the 4 inches. So 3 7/8. And then I want to score at 4 inches. And that's going to just give us a little bit of a gusset, an 1/8 of an inch gusset to handle the bulk that's on the left-hand side. So we can just score on those two lines. I find an 1/8 of an inch is a hard score to make because it's so close together. Well, it's pretty much scored there. I'll work at that a little bit more off camera so you don't have to watch that. And then what we want to do is score on the left-hand side. And let me just check again here where I have these measurements. Can't get it right in here because of all the stuff in here. Let's just put it there. So what I'm going to do is I don't want this to cross over this spine. So I'm going to just give it a little fold here. See how this is just, that's about an 1/8 of an inch or so away from the fold. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a pinch there. So I know where I want to score that. And then I'm just going to line that up on my 6 inch or whatever line you want and score down for that. So that'll be our first score. And then we want to go an 1/8 of an inch away from that. And we don't want to go any closer to that line. Well, mine is probably, yeah, I don't want to go any closer than that. So I'm going to put the 1/8 of an inch on this side. So I'm going to line this up at 6 again, where I scored it the first time at 6. And I'm going to score it at 6 1/8, an 1/8 of an inch away. And then you can fold on those scores. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to decide how tall we want our journal. And we could do it like this, but that's a very tall journal. And this one I made 8 1/4 inches. So I think I'll just do the same. Let me see. Yeah, let's just do the same. So I'm going to just put it back in the scoring board. This way is up, unless you want your shorter, your narrower cover on the back. I want mine on the front. So this will be the top. This will be the left side, and this will be the right side. See how the right side pokes out farther? So I will put this on the scoreboard so the top is against the left side here. And I will score at 8 1/4 inches. So we'll do that one a couple of times. It's going through quite a bit of layers, and I'll even turn it over and score again at 8 1/4. Okay, so then we can fold that up. Just get a little bit of a score there. And then what we want to do is on this side, we want this tab folded up. So I'm going to leave this part there. And on this side, I want this to become a pocket here. So I'm going to leave this part here, but I don't need this part or this part. So I'm going to cut away this square and this square. And I'm also going to cut off the spine in between here. So I'm going to cut on, like on this line, I'm going to cut to the right of that line. So I'm cutting a little bit extra than just the whole spine. I mean, just a smidge. And then just to the left of this line. And I'm just going to cut that right out. We don't need that part. And then on this side, I'm going to cut this part off, plus this 1/8 of an inch, plus just a smidge on the left-hand side of that 1/8 of an inch line. Just so we cut away the entire little spine there. And these pieces we can use for pockets, so just hang on to that. And then this one again, we want to cut off this, plus the spine, plus just on the other side of the spine, just on the right hand side of the spine there. And we'll save that piece for later if we want to. So that should go there, that should go there. Now this one, this pocket, we have the spine there, but we might want to take off just, let me see. We want this to, I guess this one is actually pretty good. Just make sure that this will fold on the tightest part of the spine completely without binding on this pocket edge, and also on the other side. If it's a little bit binding, then you might want to take just a little bit off. And on this side, same thing, but also on this side, we want to taper that a little bit, like we did here. Just gonna ink a little bit so it's easier to see here. So from the left-hand side, on your flap here, measure 1/2 inch in. I mean, you could just wing this. You could, the other thing you could do is cut off one side and flip it over and measure and cut it on the other side. But I feel like measuring today. So I'm going to take my ruler and go from this point at the bottom where that fold corner is and up to my 1/2 inch mark there. And again on this side, from my pencil mark to the corner, just like that. Okay. And then we just want to cut off those 2 little triangles. You know, do the best you can with these kind of things, but don't stress if it's not perfect, because you know what, we're making a handmade journal and it's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be lovingly handmade. And if you're not enjoying the process because you're worried about how the end project is going to come out, then you've missed the point of the crafting session, in my opinion. You know, crafting should be fun. And if we're so worried about how everything is going to turn out, we're not going to have fun. So keep that in mind. Then on this one, I have this little tab here, and when you fold this over on the front, you don't have a tab there. So what I did with this one, and I think I copied Artie May's doing this one, is I just cut off the tab on another file folder, or you can make your own with the envelope punch board, and just cut it about 1 inch or so thick, And we're just going to glue that onto the front there. So that's going to just make it look like a bit more like a file folder in the front there. So I'm just going to glue that on. I want just to glue on this part. I don't want to glue on the flap because that's going to be sticking out. And this is going to eventually be covered by paper, except the tab part, so that you won't see the join between the two parts here. I'm just going to open this up so that it's easier to get flat here. I'm just going to bring that over to the edge. Just check and see if that's good. I think that looks good. I just discovered that my ruler has a little bit of a thickness, probably about 1/8 of an inch. And if I stick this into these 1/8 of an inch spines, just right at the corner there, and give it a good crease, that gives me a beautiful, very even 1/8 inch spine. So if you have a ruler or something with a little bit of thickness like that, that might be a good way to get your, and I did that on the other side here as well. Just moved it right onto the other side, and because those 1/8 of an inch score spines can be a little bit tricky to get right. So then when we fold it, we have something that looks like this. And this part, like I said, this edge will be covered with some paper like it is on here. So all we'll see is that there's a tab sticking out like that. And the other thing you might want to do is reinforce your folds a little bit. And this part is optional. I sometimes do this with, this is 3M micropore tape. And I see I'm almost out, so we'll see if I have enough to do everything. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down the spine there on the inside. And then I'm going to run this tape here. You could use something like Tyvek if you have something like that. Even washi tape. Washi tape is really not that strong, but I really like this tape. I saw this in a video probably years ago now. I don't even remember where, but I've used it many, many times. And you can even get this, I think they call it paper medical tape or something like that. You can even get it at the dollar store. It's probably not quite the same, but for this purpose, I think it works well. And what I like about this is it's very strong, but it's very pliable. And it also, once you ink the edges, it pretty much just disappears. So you can see through it very well. So it's just a really nice way to reinforce these edges. So I'm just going to finish doing all of my seams, this one, and these two. And I'll just speed that part up. Okay, so I took time to put tape on all of my joints, all of my spines and joints. This one I just had enough with those two little rolls to fill this up, so it's kind of a little bit wonky, but once I get the papers and stuff there, and this particular spine on the inside here, in order to reinforce that a little bit more for the journal, I'm going to put a piece of cardstock over top of there, or paper, I'm not sure which yet. So that will, and that'll be on the outside too, so that will take care of all of that. So I'm not worried about that part. And then I inked all the way around and all of the edges and folds on both sides. So that is ready to go. So I'm just going to put that aside for a minute, and I want to show you some beautiful papers. So these are some papers from the All Things Roses Junk Journal Studio kit. So these are the pages that I've selected to use to cover the base of my folio here. This one will probably be on the cover. I think I'll probably stick that on the cover somehow. So there's this one. And this is the same paper basically, but without the focal points on it. I just love those. I don't know if those are cherry blossoms or I guess it's All Things Roses, so maybe it's wild roses. That might be, yeah, might be wild roses. They're beautiful. I love the colors. And then there is this page, and this is probably one of my favorite pages. I just love the relief. Like, it looks so, you know, it looks like you can feel that texture. It's like an old wallpaper texture. And like next to these colors, doesn't that look gorgeous? I just love that. And then there is this page, and again that picks up this pinky peach color in those roses. Just beautiful. Introduces a little more green on that page. And then this one. So if I take these four, I'm just going to show you what they look like as a set. Doesn't that look beautiful? I love those colors. I love that range. So these pages are going to be available from my YouTube underneath in my linked in my YouTube description for free until February 29th. So you can go into my description below and click on the link and download these 5 pages for free until February 29th, 2024. And they are made by the Junk Journal Studio and provided to me to give to you as a part of the design team. So isn't that fabulous? And what's even more fabulous is each member of Michelle's design team, and there are 9 members, is also giving away 5 freebie pages, journal pages. So I'll leave some information in the description below on how you can find those papers to get those. There's Michelle herself is giving away, some of them are 5 and some of them are 6, I think. But there's a total of 52 pages that you can get if you visit all of the channels. I'm asking if you take these this freebie from me that you would like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that, and hopefully you'll be interested in making this this folio project with me as well. So link and subscribe so you don't, or like and subscribe so you don't miss one of the steps in the journal, in the folio as well. And then the other thing is I'm going to link, and I don't have the pages printed out yet, but I'm going to link below to the main All Things Roses Junk Journal kit on Etsy that the Junk Journal Studio has produced. And it's got ephemera to match this, labels and postcards and tags and you name it. So it's a beautiful kit. The next time when I do part 2 in the folio here, I'm going to have printed out some of those elements and I'll show you what those look like. But do go to the link in the description and check out that Etsy listing. Gorgeous paper, gorgeous, gorgeous kit. So that's all I have for you today. So I'll be back in a few days to show you the next step on how I continue with my folio.